Hello. So, got a nice rainy day today, and perfect day to stay inside, and I was trying to think up an idea for a video to do today. And I know it's pretty popular on the internet to provide some photos or show a video of your EDC, or what some of us folks like to carry every day. So I thought I'd post one up of mine, and what you see before you here is my current EDC. There is one new addition, or one very recent addition I should say, in here, and that is up here in the corner, the Olight i3 EOS LED flashlight. I just recently added that. Haven't had that for only a handful of days. I forget if it's been 3 or 4 days now, but that's pretty new. Everything else has been in here for at least a month or so. It's not a lot of stuff. It might look like a lot, but it's really not. I try and pare my EDC down to the absolute bare minimum. The heaviest thing that you see before you is actually my iPhone, and this is the iPhone 3GS 32 gigabyte, and it's served me pretty well. I like this phone for the most part. I wish I didn't have to carry it. I don't really care for carrying a cell phone. I suppose at this point my thought is, if I'm going to have to carry one, I may as well carry one that's going to be useful and convenient. And so that iPhone has a lot of good features in it that I do use. But I don't like having a phone. I don't like answering the phone when I'm out in public. My wife and I no longer have home phones. We decided it was unnecessary to have both our mobile phones and a home phone, a landline. So we just have our 2 mobile phones, and that's it. So I do carry that. I wish I didn't have to. I have considered going back from a smartphone to something a little bit smaller, but I'm not sure. I can't decide yet if the trade-off is worth it. So that is what it is. Below that are my keys. A few of the items that are on here I've reviewed in other videos, so if any of this interests you, please do check out some of my other videos and you'll see these items. This is the SwissTech Utility. It's a 6-in-1 multi-tool. I suppose you could call it micro multi-tool that just hangs out on your keychain. It has a few different features: Phillips screwdriver, slotted screwdriver, mini slotted, bottle opener. It has 2 different blades on it, a short length of serrated blade and then a little bit of plain edge. It also has actually I think that's about it. I might have named it all off. But it's pretty useful. I don't have too much redundancy also. I should say that I try and keep redundancy to a minimum. There is a little bit. I find this one quick and easy to use, very small, and I like that it detaches from a keychain, so sometimes it's a little bit more useful than the Leatherman, which I'll speak about in a moment. Also on my keys is the Flex-O-Loc key ring from Lucky Line, which I've also reviewed. It's a little aircraft grade cable, little braided steel cable with a little bit of plastic binding or shielding on it, and then it has a little ball and socket joint. And the Night Eyes S-Beaner carabiner or keychain clip. I've switched from the larger type of carabiner to this one. It's smaller, it's lighter, it's thinner, it's easier for me to carry. And so that's my keys. Pretty simple stuff. And then I've got, car key, my little club key to lock my car, since I don't have an alarm or any sort of fancy anti-theft system on my car. And then I just have a couple house keys. And that's it for the keys. My EDC knife here is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. It's light, 3.8 ounces, so easy to carry. Fits easily in my pocket. I do like larger knives. I tend to carry larger pocket knives than most folks. So a couple other choices besides the Paramilitary 2 are the Benchmade 710. And these knives, these are closer to about 4 inches in blade length, and this is my preferred blade length, is about 4 inches. So that's the Benchmade 710. And carry that one. I carry all of these tip up. And the Benchmade 806 D2. And this one I have not done a review on yet, and I will. I'll add one soon. This one's had a few modifications done to it before I bought it. But those are my other 2 I have a lot of knives. These are probably the other 2 besides the Paramilitary that get the most pocket time. These have been carried almost, you know, one or the other every day, just about, for several years now. So I've got those, and then I do have some smaller knives I'll carry maybe when I don't want something quite so large. If I don't want to seem at all threatening, I'll have the Sog Twitch 2 or the Kershaw Leak. So those are kind of a little bit more, bit of a gentleman's folder, I guess you could say. So I'll carry those sometimes as part of my EDC, but currently this is, you know, this is the main spread. I have my Leatherman Micra multi-tool. It's small, it's light. How much does this one weigh? I don't quite remember. I think it's like 1.8 ounces, so it's pretty darn light, and that's with my little lanyard on there, make it a little bit easier to grab out of my pocket. I'll carry this one or the O-Light, which I've just added. I'll carry either one of these in the little change pocket, you know, the 5th pocket on a pair of jeans. That's where that'll ride. And that's come in handy many times. I actually got this as a gift from my wife's grandfather, Christmas, maybe 9 or 10 years ago, I guess. And I've carried it almost every day ever since. It's light, it's easy to carry. I will replace it. This is going to get replaced with either a Leatherman P4 or a PS4 because I want pliers. And let me talk about that for a second. So that's my main multi-tool. This is the one I'll typically carry. I have carried some other stuff in the past. I tried carrying, this is a Victorinox Deluxe Tinker. And this comes with me sometimes, but I will not carry this as part of my EDC. It's just too heavy. You know, it's got several stacks. I guess that's like 4 stacks, it looks like. It's too heavy, it's too bulky. I just won't do it. It weighs too much. And even the same for the standard Tinker. This one's a little bit thinner, and this one I will carry in place of the Micra. It just depends on my mood. I don't really have any specific reason why I might carry one or the other, just whatever I feel like throwing in my pocket that day. This one's a little bit thinner and lighter, but I don't like to carry it as often because it is still kind of bulky and heavy. You can kind of see a theme here. I don't like heavy stuff. I've tried carrying some other things in the past, again, that were too heavy. This is a Bucklight 355 multi-tool, and it's a great multi-tool, but it is just too, it's about 5 ounces, maybe it's 5.5 ounces. It is just too bulky and too heavy to be carried. So this one doesn't come with me all the time, nor does my much loved Leatherman Wave. I love this multi-tool, and as you can see, I've got the pocket clip here for it for pocket carry. But I don't carry it that way. It's too heavy. It's, you know, 8.5 ounces. No way. That is way too much weight to be carrying around in my pocket. So I won't do it. It's too thick. This usually comes with me to work. I'll carry either my Leatherman Wave, the Bucklight 355, and this one's pretty new, but I just added it to my work rotation. This is the Leatherman Side Clip. See if I can zoom in on the name there so you can see it. Leatherman Side Clip. This is actually discontinued. They don't make this one anymore. But it's a nice little tool. I bought it used for not a lot of money, and it's got some good features and functions on it. I'll show it in another video. But I love the pocket clip, and this one, if you do decide to get one of these and carry it, and back left pocket is perfect for a righty. It slips in there, and it's still a little bit too heavy for me, but I do like the profile. So it's pretty slim, it's sleek. But again, that's more of a work multi-tool. Day to day, when I'm just going around town or driving somewhere, I will not bring that. I do have a bunch of other little goodies that'll come on my keychain with me on occasion. A lot of different little Victorinox Swiss Army knives, Cavalier, Rally, any one of the classics. There's, you know, the Alex classic right there. Sometimes I'll swap those out with the Swiss Tech Utility, or sometimes I'll just put it on there. Again, this would just be for fun, just when I'm in the mood to carry something more. Let me get back to the stuff that I'm showing right here in the main picture. The light you see here at the top, this is the Streamlight Nano, and these are very popular. They're very inexpensive. I paid $6 for it on Amazon. It's just a basic little single LED, but it does light very well. And I wear this on a length of paracord, and I cut the paracord. Actually, this is from some scraps of black paracord. I didn't want to waste it or throw them away, so I took 2 pieces and melted it together. I put it on a necklace so that it was kind of out of the way. I can tuck it underneath a t-shirt, and the thing is so light you just don't even know that you have it. So it's no big deal to carry this extra light on me. And before I got the O-Light, this was all I carried. was just the Streamlight Nano on this necklace. And the reason that I do like that the necklace, you know, is remelted together rather than knotting it, but just to melt it, one, to keep from there being a knot, from there being a big bulky knot on the strand, but also so there's a break point. I'm not going to get choked, I'm not going to get strangled by this necklace because I've melted it in two different places. If there's a significant amount of strain or stress, it's going to pop at one of those points where I've fused it together. So that's something to consider. If you do wear some kind of paracord around your neck, you just never know what's going to happen. You don't want to get snagged, you know, on some odd thing or slip and fall and get hooked on something. It would be best to make some sort of a little break point in there. So rather than knotting it, I do recommend melting it and fusing it together. So that's something I carry, and it's easy, and it's come in handy several times, especially on the necklace like that. What's cool is you can turn it on and let it dangle, and it'll shine right down in front of your lap, you know, right down in front of your chest, so that if you're reading something or if you're carrying something, if you twist it and then use your keys at the front door, it is pointing in the exact right location. So that's been very handy. And then of course the O-Light that I mentioned. I haven't removed the pocket clip yet, nor the keychain. I mentioned it in the unboxing video for it that I was going to remove the key ring. I decided not to. So for now I've just got a little length of paracord. This is gutted paracord, so there's nothing inside, and then I just slipped on some UV beads. And I love this light. I still haven't gotten to use it very much, so I can't really give an official review yet, but I will. And I'm really psyched about it. I've just been playing with it for a few days. It's gotten a few uses, actual use in my garage and in my shed in the backyard, where my lights don't always turn on right away. The fluorescent lights don't always come on when I want them to, and so it's come in handy already and served me well already a couple times. This is the Cold Steel Inferno pepper spray, and I've only been carrying this for about a month. I clip this to my back left belt loop, and then I slip the canister into my back left pocket. This is kind of a nuisance. It's the smallest one that I could reasonably carry. I didn't really want to do the pen version because I didn't feel that it had enough quantity to suit me in an emergency. So I did decide that this was the smallest one that I could carry. And it's about as out of the way as I could make it. It does sit okay in my back left pocket, but I wish that it was somehow magically smaller and yet just as effective with just as much quantity, but you can't have everything. Down in the bottom left corner here is my Victorinox zip around wallet. This is with a nice little piece of cat hair on there. Lovely. This is nylon. It is very lightweight, and it zips all the way around the perimeter of the wallet, so nothing, if it flies out of your pocket or if you drop it, your cards and your cash don't go scattering everywhere. I did take out my ID, but there is a little ID caddy, so you take your driver's license and slip it in there, and it slips down into the pocket. You've got 3 pockets here on the side for cards, and you've got some inner side pockets back behind those spaces, and then of course room for some cash in the top. It's really lightweight. I might try something slimmer. I know there's some slimmer and thinner choices out there, but for now this one's served me pretty well. This is actually my second one. I broke the zipper on the first one and lucked out. About a week after I broke the zipper on the first one, I was at a yard sale and found this one, and I think I got it for like $1 or 50 cents, and it's normally a $30 wallet. That was what I paid for the original one, so that was cool. And I'll probably even see if I can't check out the newer version of this and maybe do a review on that and see how it compares. But if you haven't seen one of these wallets, or if you haven't tried one before, they're really nice, and I do recommend it. I'll do a little mini review on that sometime soon. So this is my main stuff that I'm going to have on me every day. You know, day or night, doesn't matter where I am. This is the stuff I'm going to have. Occasionally, I'll leave the pepper spray behind. It just depends on what I'm doing. But phone, keys, knife, multi-tool, light, and now the O-Light and my wallet come with me no matter what, everywhere I go, whether I'm at work, at home, out shopping, any given situation, those come with me. Some little outside, not always in my EDC stuff, but I do carry commonly that I'll show you, include the Night Eyes Curvy Man Cord Supervisor, which I've done a review on. So I'll throw this in my coat pocket, and I'll have my headphones wrapped up and readily available for when I want to listen to some music on my phone. I do usually carry sunglasses, not every day. These are just some cheapy Vans, about 10 bucks for a pair. But I am the #1 sunglass breaking master. I will break any pair of sunglasses, and so I just generally don't buy expensive sunglasses. I'd like to buy the nicer pairs, but I break them every 6 months. So what I'll do is I'll buy 2 or 3 pairs of these and then just let them, you know, fly everywhere, disappear, get lost, broken, and I'll just move on and buy another few pairs. No big deal. So I have those on occasion. I'm not a big watch guy. I don't have any expensive watches. I like nerdy watches. I like the calculator watches, and I actually do use the calculator on occasion. So I have some of these data bank watches. I just like them to look fun. They're more like a fashion accessory. So I do have, and I have more than this. These are just my most commonly worn ones. I do have those, and I do wear those often, but I don't wear a watch every day, so I don't want to include that in the main little bulk of my EDC here. And then, as you might have seen in another video review, I have the Pocket Wrench 2. This is another occasional carry. This is always with me in my work bag, just like my Leatherman Wave or one of the other larger multi-tools. But sometimes I'll slip this in my pocket if I'm going to go work with my dad somewhere, or if I know that I'm going to be needing it, I'll take it along. But not always, not usually. And something else that I don't carry that I know a lot of people do is a lighter or some source of fire. I don't smoke. I live in a suburban area. It's never come up. It's never been an issue. It's never been an inconvenience. So I do have lighters. This is my old trusty Zippo from high school. I didn't smoke then either. I just like to play with it and burn stuff. But I don't carry fire with me. I don't carry a pen and paper. I do use my phone to make notes, but I don't really feel the need for pen and paper. On occasion I might need it. I do keep it in my car. I have a little notepad, and I do have a couple pens in my glove box, so I have it there. But on my person, I generally have found that I don't need it. I also don't carry a gun, which you might think is missing from this video. But I do have my pepper spray, and I do have my knife in an absolute last-ditch emergency. This is not carried for self-defense. Even though I do carry some knives that are tactical in appearance, I don't carry it for that. But if my life were being threatened in such a manner that I decided it was absolutely necessary, I would definitely use it that way. So this is my main EDC. I will update this. I think I'll do it pretty often. Maybe every couple of weeks I'll put up a new video and show what I'm carrying or how it changes or anything, any ideas or complaints, you know, that I might have regarding it. But this is my main EDC, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any responses, things that you carry that are similar that you think, you know, you want to let me know or tell other people, please post a comment or a video response and kind of show me what you do. My big thing is it's got to be light. So all this stuff right here weighs exactly, you know, give or take a smidge, 20 ounces or 1 pound and 4 ounces, which I think is pretty darn light. That's what I've pared it down to. I won't probably carry anything much heavier than this ever, because I just like to keep it light. I wear, you know, fairly fitted pants, so I don't have a lot of extra pockets. I don't wear cargo pants or anything like that. I don't have room for it. But I would like to hear if you have and also a very light EDC that has a lot of different functions, a lot of utility without too much, you know, redundancy, or even if it does, you know, let me know what you're doing. Show everybody what you've got going on, or leave a comment and tell me what you're carrying that's also very light and what works for you. So thanks again for watching, and I'll bring you some more updates on this as soon as I can. Bye.